ball in. Walk. Take
shot towards. And he got it in! Release the Lube!
Show is absolutely carrying.
Show! Killer with a nice headshot. Ulang with a three-piece.
Oh my God! Takeoff catches one, has the blade, looking for kills with it, and completely healed. Oh, complete skill dip right there as University of Minnesota takes a 2-1 lead.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Suddenly, stars appeared. Shortly after, a tiny little spaceship. This was the first mass-produced video game ever made in what would start a decades-long worth of entertainment to come. And eventually, Space War would be the official game to the first ever competitive gaming tournament in 1972 at Stanford University, hosting a massive 5 competitors, and the prize, a year's worth subscription to Rolling Stone. And this leads us to current day, where the prize can be millions of dollars, or just a fun hobby.
So my name is Levi Arnett. I'm the assistant director and head coach here at Minnesota State University Mankato's Esports program, Mavlights Esports. I've been involved in esports for 6 years, where I've coached kind of like collegiate and just like smaller amateur style stuff, all the way up to professional esports on the highest levels of competition. I coached in a game called Apex Legends, and I coached one of the biggest, most well-known orgs all the way to the World Championship, Optic Gaming, in 2023. This program started officially as a varsity program in 2021, where it was officially recognized by the university as a varsity program, but it started much earlier before that. It probably started in the early 2000s when clubs really started to take off, right? And with that, various gaming clubs, which were student interests, right? They started to pull together and build these clubs, and where they started to then meet up with other clubs or communicate with other clubs at other institutions to start to compete in their favorite games. Probably one of the earliest and most well-known games that started here was at one time one of the biggest clubs would be Maverick League of Legends. And that initial push and all those students who started to really find their passion in this, just like you would in traditional athletics or intramural athletics. You compete, you got a season and stuff. That started to really take off across campuses all over the country. And when that happens, universities started to recognize, like, wow, we have a lot of students who are interested in this. Students and staff alike kind of met together and said, hey, we want this, right? And so what esports really provides for everybody on campus is a place to play their favorite games. First and foremost, it's not just that isolated competition where you're competing intercollegiately. It's a home. It's a community where you can come in, play your favorite games, compete against people here on campus, or even just watch your friends compete against other players on campus or across other universities. And really here, that's kind of like the launching pad for other interests or other like pipeline career type stuff. Whether you come here and you're a CS student and in your free time you play games and you're kind of competitive and good at it, right? To, oh, hey, I'm going to school for sports management, right? And I have the ability to work with the esports program to manage one of their teams, right? And to help, do their scheduling, manage their practices, and even help build, like competition, like within, the teams that they have here on campus, like practices and scrimmages and stuff like that. We have broadcast and production who also assist with football, basketball, and all the other athletics, events that we have on campus as camera operators or producers on those broadcasts. They do the same thing here in our broadcast for esports. So really, it started off as, for fun, just playing games and stuff, to like now the skills that you utilize here within our program can actually have real world implications on the careers that you're going into.
This is where the esports team meets, the gaming and esports facility located in Wisink Hall. The space is commonly used for studying, hanging out, and club activities. But just over here is where the esports team meets and competes. So I guess just introduce yourself and tell us who you are and just off the top, what kind of games you play here.
My name is Joey. My username is Wind in game. I'm currently playing Overwatch and Marvel Rivals for the college. I've been playing both of them for a little over a year now. At least Rival is just the semester that it first came out. And yeah, it's going pretty good so far.
How long have you been playing esports for, and what's it like playing for them?
Yeah, so originally I got into esports the fall last year. It was my first time getting into it. I just swapped over to keyboard and mouse. I used to be a controller player. And then when I came in, it was really welcoming. So yeah, it's been a little bit over a year that I've been with the school playing for them collegiate-wise. And yeah, it's been going, again, pretty swell. No real bad hiccups so far.
What are kind of the training methods you guys kind of go through? Because I know when people think of sports, they think more like very heavily physical. And of course, you know, esports is physical too, of course. But people don't really think of it as like an electronic thing or gaming thing, and kind of like the training mindset. And does that really apply to all the games? Because like you said, you're playing Overwatch 2 right now and Marvel Rivals. Does that kind of apply to all of them?
Yeah, so like there's two types of main training that we go through on esports. There's aim training, which is the more physical aspect, making sure that you move your mouse, making sure that you're being able to aim properly, whether it be flicking, or you're just going sharp jabs, or it be tracking, where you just try to follow the person and predict them. But the other one is mainly mental training, where the biggest thing that you can do, at least in esports, is you need to figure out and calculate like thousands of possibilities. Like, what do I need to do next? I saw them do this one thing. How am I going to respond to the most effective way possible? And that's typically how you do get better at games, is trying to make these calculations faster and faster and make it more accurate. Mainly the training is not physical, other than the aim, it's just more mental, making sure that you're in the right headspace, making sure you're thinking straight, and yeah, that's kind of how the training goes, at least in the form of esports. It applies for almost every single game, but it's in little bits of variance between them. For example, like Rocket League, which is like car soccer. The main type of training you need is teamwork, because how you play the game in collegiate-wise or in pro play is you just mainly go around in a circle, and you have two other teammates, so you're all just going around in a circle and you just got to be in sync to make sure you can follow up on each other. Where compared to Overwatch and Rivals, where it's more of a shooter based, it's mainly just figuring out how do you save your cooldowns, which is your hero abilities, as long as you can, and use them as effectively as you can.
Now for this next segment, we initially had me playing the game against Joey in Overwatch 2. But I've got a bad history with shooters, hero shooters especially. So we'll be having, let me just show you actually. Come here. There we go. We'll be having camera guy Logan playing the game against Joey. Here, take this.
Ready?
Oh, sure, we're just going right in.
Oh.
It's first to 14.
All right, Troy, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm going.
Alright, it's okay. It's alright.
Alright, there you go. Yeah, you're one.
I got my one. Good game, sir.
Oh.
All right, let's do a post game interview. How did things go? What happened?
I got 1 kill on Joey. He got the other 14.
Oh, yeah. Helped a little bit. I was gonna hear that doesn't do much damage, but so.
I think it was rigged, actually. That's
You
my
wanna
take.
go again?
No, not really.
No?
I do think it's rigged, just a little bit.
How would it be rigged? What are some
I was bad at the game. That was, and I'm usually pretty good at games.
Okay.
So that's Minecraft. Star Wars, I'm pretty good at that. Not good at this though.
It just takes time. With enough practice with esports and such, this is how I got to this point, so.
But this is just a glimpse of what esports gaming here looks like at Mankato, where play meets performance and winner takes all. So if you feel like you have what it takes to compete with the best of the best, Maverick Esports is always looking for new material. Who knows, maybe you could rank among the best here. Thank you for watching Mavlights.